Welcome back to AVAIYA, Laura.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I just have to ask you because of the cat thing. So what's weird about your cat?
Oh my gosh. Almost everything about my cat is weird. He's half Savannah cat, if you've ever heard of that. And it's like a wild African cat bred with a domesticated cat. So he's half tabby and half that. So he just has these weird habits. If I showed you pictures, he always looks like he's like, he's got his ears back. Always like seems like he's mad, but he's really not. So just a weird goofball.
Hey,
there we love him.
I had to ask. It said weird. So what kind of
he's weird.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a black lab.
Okay. Yeah.
She's not weird at all. She's just exactly what you expect of a black lab. Just like loyal, sweet.
Some of the greatest dogs ever. I love black labs.
Oh, me too. So much.
Yeah. So let's now that I've talked, we got to talk about the pets first, because we're dog lovers and cat lovers too. So let's talk about attachment. What are attachment needs?
Okay, so attachment needs are basically when we're born, we're completely reliant on our caregiver. So we come out of the womb helpless, and we need our caregiver to respond to us when we're crying for help, when we're hungry, we need our diaper changed, or we're lonely, or we want to be picked up, whatever it is. And our attachment needs are present for us throughout childhood, but if they're met consistently enough by our caregivers, then we go into the world as secure, adults who know how to have relationships with other people that are healthy. But attachment needs are things like having a caregiver who is attuned to you. So, for example, when the baby is crying, the caregiver senses that they need something, and they try to figure out what it is that the baby needs and meet the need if possible. Of course, it's hard because babies can't talk, but as we go through our lives, how our caregivers respond to our attachment needs it really affects the beliefs that we have about ourselves. So if a child, attunement is one, but it's things like being understood, being noticed, having someone be delighted to see you, feeling unconditionally accepted, which can be very hard because our parents are just human too. And when things don't, align with what they expect, sometimes they don't know how to respond, or they respond the way their parents responded to them. So just seen, heard, and understood are some of the things that we need to have our attachment needs met.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you going through that. And it's interesting to what you said about our parents are only human too. And that is, no matter what kind of childhood you grew up in, it is so interesting that our parents are only human too, and going through whatever they're going through based on their childhoods and generations of things that may have happened that can influence what's going on in a particular day. So what would you say? You may have just kind of touched on this a little bit, but what are some examples of attachment needs?
Yeah, so those were a couple examples, but being attended to. So when you need help, your caregiver wants to help you, and they try to help you, even if they don't get it right. The feeling that when I need something, there's someone who's there for me and they will help me. And one of the big ways that many of us, especially in the US, but I think this is really common in the Western world, the way that our attachment needs are not really met in general in our culture is that
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What Ike Allen and Andy Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.